Hello everyone and welcome to this new episode of the ASP.NET and Angular series. In this video, we are going to create our front-end application using Angular, and that front-end application will connect to the backend API that we have built already using ASP.NET and SQL database. So as you can see here, we have generated all the controllers, like the addresses controller, the company's controller, the contacts controller, and all the methods are ready to be used. And we also have our models, our controllers, and everything is in there. One last thing we need to do to the API so that it will work with our Angular front end, we need to enable or disable the CORS so that it allow all kind of requests from different origins and with different headers and methods. To do so, you can head to Microsoft website and then search for enable CORS origin requests for ASP.NET Core, and you will read about it here. But for us, we are going just to use what they have done here, and we are going to allow all kind of origins, all methods, and all headers. So I'm going to copy this and add it to our program. Just before this, it's just string. Then we're going to copy the method responsible for allowing the API to get called by any origin. So just go here and then add it. Called allow origins methods and headers. It's just called any origin method and headers. So just put that, and then instead of allowing only some origins, I'm going to allow all kind of methods. Allow all origins, any origin, then allow any header, and allow any method. That's it for the configuration, of course. So you can, we just need to call it here, of course, so that we configure that at the build level. So we'll just do that, and then it will be actually here just before our HTTP redirection. You can put it there. So now our API is ready to get called by any origin. We'll just restart that and make sure that it works. So I go back to here, and then I can see that my application or my API is working. So I can always try to query companies, and I can see that I have one company here. So now we're going to start building our Angular application. We're going to create a company module, and that module will handle the CRUD operation on this, let's say, company API, and we're going to do the same thing for the addresses, same thing for the contacts. So let's get started. I'll just go to open my Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to start creating a new Angular application. So ng-new, and then I'm going to name it ASP.NET or ASP Core Angular app, and I'm going to use the flag no standalone. I don't want to use standalone components here, so I'm just going to disable. It starts from Angular 17. All new applications are by default standalone. If you decide not to use standalone components, you just need to add that flag, which is no standalone. Then I'm going to select CSS here, and this rendering, or the SSG, whatever. So you can decide to enable that. Enable server-side rendering, which is SSR. This is really useful when you have a website that is publicly available for users and you want to have have it optimized for SEO or search engine optimization. For me, I'm just going to do some tutorial, so I don't need that. I'll just say no there, and my Angular application will get created. Our application is created, so I'm going just to go open that folder, and I'm going to start it. Code dot replace. I'm going to start my application here. So run terminal npm start. My application is up and running, so I'm going just to test it here, and I'm going to do some cleanup there. Okay, so this is my application. I'm going to clean all these and start building the company's module. So to do that, I'll just go to my app HTML. I'm just going to remove everything except, of course, the router outlet. So So just going to navigate there. So just keep only this and remove the rest. That's it. So now my application will be empty. I didn't save. So once I save, my application will become empty. So nothing. I'll just start building my application. So I'll create a new folder called components, another folder called services to host our services, and another folder for our models. I just called models. And then I'm going to create a new module here to handle CRUD operation for the component table. I'm just going to say ng generate module called companies, and I would like to have the routing enabled for that. Then I'm going to go to that folder and add some components. Ng generate component, and then I'm going to call it company list. Then company create, company edit, and company details. This is what I need. Okay, our companies module is ready, so I'm going to route to it through the application or IPP routing module. I'll just say path, nothing. We're going to use the load children method, and then we're going to import the module from components, companies module, then load children from that module actually. So we're going to just say m.companies module. That's it. So now my default routing is going to be routed to my companies module, and then here within the companies module I need to route to the default component or all the components together. So I start with the path. When there is nothing present, I will serve the list component, company list. Then when I have 4 different components, so I'll have the create, shows to create component. We have the details. I need to send the ID, so I need to route that back, and then I say company details component. Same thing for the edits. It's going to be like this with edit instead, and then it's going to route to company edit. That's it. So our routing is ready. So if we open up our application right now, we can clearly see that by default it goes to the company list. When I route to create, I can see create. When I route to details with the fake ID, I can see that details works. Same thing for the edit. I can see that edit works actually. That's it. So we're going to start with building the list component, and to do so we need a service and a module. Sorry. I have to restart. We're going to start building our list component, and for that we need to create a service and a model. The service will represent the CRUD operation or the HTTP request that will be sent to the API, and the model will represent the object that we're going to receive or to manipulate. So in our models service, models folder, I'm just going to create a new file called company.model.ts, and then I'm going to start with export interface company, and that will have an ID which is of type number. Since it's an interface, I don't need this, and there is a name type string. And we have the address and contacts list, so we're going to add them shortly. Now I'm going to create the service. To do so, I'll just open this in the terminal, and then just generate a new service, ngg s for service, and I'm going to call it company service. So my service is already generated. I'm going to start building it. So the first thing is we need to inject the HTTP client. For that, I need to provide it through the app module. To do that, you just say provide HTTP client. So once that's done, we can start building our service. So the first method would be to get, and then it will return a type observable, and that observable of type component list, company list actually, sorry, company, type company list, and then I'm going to return through the HTTP this HTTP client dot get, and then I'm having to create my API URL, and it's actually this API URL over here, so you can take it from here. This is our API URL that we're going to use. Okay, that's that, and then I am under the company service, so let's just say companies here, which refers to the company's API, which is this one here. So that's it. Now I can create my first method. So this is going to be get all list of companies. So I'm just going to say API URL, and that's it. So this is going to return a type get. So this is get all, and then we have get by ID. Similar to that, it's just going to receive an ID here of type number, and I'm going to add it here actually. So this is going to be getting one company at a time. I'm just going to change this. Then this is my company API URL. Then you don't need the slash, you just show the ID there. That's it. This is going to get by ID. Then we're going to create the post and the create later. So now I'm going to use this get and get by ID to fetch the information about the company within my list component. So I'll do that here. So I'll inject the service first, constructor, private, company service, company service. And then this is my constructor. I'm going to call that company service to get the list. And then I'm going to subscribe to that and resolve into the data. I'm going just to console log for now to see it. Then we're going to show it in the UI. So companies, data. There you go. Now, if I go back to my browser application, we can clearly see that the company list is actually there. So as you can see, we have one company, which is this company, and we can clearly check it in the database. So I'll just go check all the companies. Then you can see that I have company 1. Now that our list is ready to be displayed, I'm going just to go to the HTML content and then show that list. So first, I need to create a variable here, public or a property, companies of type company. It's an array. Then I'm going to affix that to my data. Then I'm going to show it here. So I'll say p and g4 let company of companies. We will show the ID dot ID, and then we show the company name. Now we go back to our list to see that it works. There you go. So we have ID 5 and company 1. Of course, we can show the address, we can make the UI nicer, and all that can come later. So we're going to work with Bootstrap or Angular material to make the design nicer. That's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to finish the application by building the create, edit, and delete components, as well as the style. So we're going to use Bootstrap and Angular material to build a nicer UI for our companies list. And also we have to finish the address component or the address module and the contact module to take care of the other tables as well. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.